Let's talk some more about Skyrim, shall we? Now, as I'm sure a lot of people by now have probably heard or probably read online, for those people who bought Skyrim on the PS3, you'll be delighted to know that you may never get to play the DLC that is Dawnguard and recently Hearthfire that just came out a while ago. I guess because coding issues have set them back, and so recently somebody from Bethesda said it may not be released on PS3, which is bullshit. I'm sorry, but that's fucking bullshit. And this is coming from a guy who originally bought Skyrim on the PS3 and trudged through it because I'm sure, as a lot of people noticed, and I don't know if the same problems did exist for a while on the 360 version, which I just rebought today, by the way, because I wanted to have the DLC so badly that I went out and I bought a used copy of Skyrim. I mean, okay. They were able to port the DLC, at least from what I understand, to PC to 360, but because it's a little too difficult to port it to the PS3, they're just going to give up on it. At least that's how it seems, is that they're just going to give up on it. And I'm sorry if this comes off as incredibly egotistical or rather stupid or rude, but you know what? Try harder. You know, I mean, you got people buying this shit. I mean, I can only imagine how much money Bethesda has already made off of Skyrim, and with Skyrim, you know, getting such rave reviews, and it is a great game. It is. This is probably one of the greatest RPGs that has ever existed, ever, and I love the hell out of it. I do. But you should not screw over the people that bought your game on the PS3. Yeah, maybe the coding's a little hard to try to decipher or recode or bring over to the PS3. So do it. I mean, hell, they waited long. They spent the $60 for your game. Yeah, so today I went out and I took my PS3 version down to a used game store and I traded it for a copy of the 360 version, and I just downloaded and bought my copies of Dawnguard and Hearthfire. In fact, I'm loading up Skyrim right now on my 360. It is a little annoying I'm going to have to start over again, but a while ago I'd already started over with a new character. So why the hell not? At least now I can play Dawnguard if I want to. I was really looking forward to that coming out on the PS3. And I'm wondering, has anybody else had the same problems with the PS3 version of Skyrim, or some of the other glitches? I know some time ago I posted a video talking about how every time I entered water, the game would just break down. You know, everything would freeze. The game would basically crash. And evidently that was a problem where you had to go in to your system, you had to delete the last update that you had downloaded, and then update again. And then it was fixed. Thank God for the internet. But I've noticed another problem for the PS3 version in that, and I don't know if the same problem exists on the PC or the 360, or if that's just a question of the PC gaming engine being stronger and faster, or what. But in that every time I would go to switch my weapons, be it from magic to my melee weapon to my long range, I've noticed in that either the PC or the 360, I'll find that soon enough on 360, in that when you would switch weapons there, It was instant. Oh, I want to stop using magic and go to my sword. Like that. PS3 takes maybe 3 to 4 seconds for you to switch. That might not sound like much, but when you're in the middle of combat, it is. And there's another problem wherein if you're trying to switch to your magic and then you want to dual wield magic, it seems to have a problem of, even though I know that, oh, I'm going to set a spell here and then here. And then the little menu goes away, and then you get one spell, and then your fist. And I'm sitting there, God damn it, that is not what I did. And then I need to go back into the little mini menu, and then go, right hand. Okay, now I have both spells. Maybe that's suppressive technology. You know, but when it's, you know, when it's a reoccurring problem that just never seems to get fixed, it's a problem. I mean, hell, that was how I felt about whenever I played Oblivion, and I'd be riding my horse, and thank God you don't really need a horse for Skyrim. I mean, you didn't really need a horse for Oblivion either, but it did make traveling around at least a little bit easier. More specifically, if you actually traveled on the path. You know. But in Oblivion, whenever you rode a horse and you were attacked, bear in mind, I mean, you couldn't attack while on your horse. So if you were being attacked, you'd have to dismount, pick your weapon, and then unsheath your weapon, and then you could attack. That took really God knows how long. Probably several seconds, at least. Because by then, you've already taken probably 3 hits. It's just useless. Yeah, and then I love how now, in Dawnguard, for the Dawnguard DLC, they made it so that, oh, well, now when you ride on horseback, you can attack while mounted. Well, I don't know how many people in Skyrim are riding horses. I don't think you really need to. But thanks for the addition. I don't think we'll use it. I mean, maybe some of us will, you know, just to get a feeling for how it is. I mean, I never bought a horse for Skyrim because I thought, well, I can sprint and I do seem to run faster now, so don't really think I need it. And, you know, and there's also obviously the fact that when you are just free roaming, you're running over mountains, you're running through streams, and horses in that territory always get hung up on that sort of shit. So, who the hell needs a horse? Unless, of course, you're playing on the PC and you have the mounting mods that I've heard about, where you can ride a spider or a bear. So I'm wondering, were you able to, in the mounting mod, were you able to have a dragon? And if so, were you able to fly around Skyrim? Because that'd be awesome. Yeah, hell, I mean, that would just be one more reason why I would want to own the PC version. But I don't know if my computer is fully compatible for that. I mean, I don't know what sort of new upgrades I'd probably have to buy for my computer, and I'm not willing to spend that much for my computer. That's why I don't game really on my computer. That's what I have consoles for. So, new video, new Skyrim rant. And it's not so much Skyrim, really, that I'm mad at, and that I'm sure a lot of people aren't mad at. It's Bethesda. And who knows, I mean, maybe this DLC will eventually be available for PS3, but the fact that there have been news stories saying that it might not come out. is really not that reassuring. It really isn't. But thank God we still have used game stores. Of course, if the big gaming companies like EA, if they ever get their way, there won't be used game stores anymore. Just one more reason to not like EA. Well, I've ranted long enough, but I was considering making another 2-part episode video about the Metal Gear series, but it's kind of my own rantings and shit. But we'll see. See ya.